Yo, YouTube, look what has arrived in the mail today. Lokar 1211144 dipstick, anchor tight. This should stop all leaks of a transmission dipstick hole. Instead of using that, you know, old stock thing that leaks at the bottom, this right here should stop all of that. These things are expensive, man. It's $136. This part, as you know, goes into the hole and it locks from the inside of the transmission. So we're gonna get this thing in and check it out. Another thing I like is you can disconnect it from here when, say, you take out the transmission, or you want to put the transmission without the dipstick and then stick it in later. You can disconnect right here, which is totally awesome. It looks a little short. I've heard that they are kind of short, but it should work because I can put it anywhere. So we're gonna get this in and check it out. So guys, back at you. So this piece right here, you take this. It's all self-explanatory, but just in case you're looking at buying one of these, I'm just gonna explain. So this piece pushes in here like so. Okay, so that'll be sticking in like that. So this is what I was talking about. Whenever you take out the transmission, you don't have to pull the whole dipstick out. This piece just locks right in there. Boom. Locks right in. That is sweet. Okay? So when I'm putting the transmission in, of course, I can just pop that off like so and install the transmission. If the transmission was full, they also give you a plug. So say it was full and you're about to take the transmission out. You pull the dipstick out like I showed you, and then you pop in this plug. Boom. That way, nothing comes out while you're trying to pull the transmission out, or during like transportation, somewhere to get it rebuilt or whatever, you got your plug there. Take that out. So now all I gotta do is install this nut on the bottom. So I gotta take off the trans pan and install this nut. So we got the oil pan off, transmission oil pan. Now check this out, guys. You got the dip, you got the nut, and they supply you with this tool. Now, the nut goes here, but as you can see, you can't turn it, right? Can't turn it. Lokar guys are smart. Check this out. So they give you this tool. You pop it in here. Sorry if I'm doing this without. Pop the tool in here like so. So now you're gonna use this to screw into this. So you're gonna sit this here. I only got two hands, guys, but you put this on the inside, and then you can turn this to tighten while you hold the nut. Instead of screwing the nut from up here, we're gonna be screwing this in from the top. So that's how that's gonna go in. But that's pretty neat. They give you a little tool to do that with. So I'm gonna do that now, and we'll be back. All right, guys. Now that I've gotten it started, this is how it looks. See, you turn, and it's tightening from the top with the tool in place. like so. And you just want to tighten it until it gets snug here. Make sure it's snugged up really nice and tight so you don't get any leaks. So that's working pretty good. It's actually holding for me. See how that nut can't tighten it from the bottom, so they give you this little tool here, which is working great. All right, let me finish this up. All right, guys, that's the finished product. See that tight seal? That is a good seal. Remove the tool. Good to go. So that's gonna be a good seal there. And that's it. Simple install on that. And like I was telling you guys, I don't even have to install this until the transmission is back in, because all you do, pull this down, pop that sucker in, boom, done. Lock off, boom. So for now, we'll leave that to the side and we'll put in the plug so we don't get any dirt, grime in there. And then that's all set. Then next we will put on the oil pan gasket and call it a day. All right, guys. One last thing, guys. The poly mount. Poly mount versus OEM mount. Check it out. Completely hollow. This is the OEM mount, tail mount for the Turbo 400. This is the newly upgraded poly mount with a preload plate. Now, you see how this is completely solid, and I also think it has metal on the inside also. But you guys, this is not a spacer. This is what you call a preload plate. Don't ask me why, but that's what it's called. You have to use it, from what I've read. It's a must. And once you cinch everything down, pretty much it'll be completely flat. We're gonna do that in a little bit. But yeah, that's the preload plate, and you have to use it. Also, this mount is directional. All right, it only goes one way. You see how it's flat here, and it's pretty much straight on this side? Well, this slanted part goes towards the engine, so it would be like that, towards the engine. So this like that, and it would sit that way. Okay, so make sure that you do it that way, because it does not go this way. No, it goes this way. Okay, all right, guys, we can get this thing on here. So the poly mount is on. I did not completely tighten it up until I put the transmission all the way in, because the holes are oblong. It could go left a little bit, left or a little bit right. So another thing, like I said, the flat part, I have it pointed towards the pan. I couldn't find any instructions, not gonna lie, but I think that's the way it goes. Let me know if you guys use this mount before. Does the flat part go towards the oil pan or the flat part goes towards the drive shaft? Because it's a little bit flat on that side and it's more at an angle this side, but I'm thinking this is right. And yeah, that preload plate, you have to use it, because if you don't, the mount, it rocks because it's not completely flat. So that plate makes everything flat and a good surface to mate to the tail of the transmission. So that's it for now, guys. Still waiting on the converter, and that is the last piece to the puzzle. It's been about 2 weeks. They said 4 weeks, so got about 2 more weeks to go. And just waiting on that. And I got to wire the tranny cooler. That's it. All right, fellas. See ya.